So I want to make a video today called Changing an Alternator Voltage Regulator for Dumbasses. And you make it as quick and as simple as possible without all the fancy words. Alright, so I drove my pickup from getting a roadworthy the other day, and I got home and the battery was like steaming and foaming and very, very hot, ready to explode. So what seems to happen is a voltage regulator inside your alternator has broken down, and that's sending around 18 volts to the battery. Should sit around about 14 volts. Safety first, as with everything. Glasses. You need safety glasses for when you're really thirsty. You need hand protection. So you definitely need one of these stubby holders. It's sort of more so for protecting the beer, I guess. It's protecting your beer from hot hands. And footwear. Footwear's a must. Come on guys, we've got to get real. You sort of need, I have heard that this strip, the skin here, is pretty tender and it can get burnt fairly easily, so that always needs to be covered. Tools. The tools you need. This is an 8mm socket. Quarter-inch socket, quarter-inch spanner, half-inch spanner, 7/16 spanner, and a ratchet. Trust me on this, you need a toothpick as well. And one of the most important tools you need when you're doing a YouTube video is a list of the really cool words like diode trio, resistor, bridge rectifier, capacitor, brushes, AC, DCs, self-excite, positive, negative terminal. That's what you need. So again, the tools, you need a decent workbench. You need a battery pack because the battery's fried in the pickup truck. And of course you'll need some jumper leads. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to try and make it all simple. There's nothing worse than seeing a YouTube video and you just want to fix the friggin' thing and people are talking about all other sorts of shit. So what you need, guys, is your 8mm socket, and there's 4 of these. You need your other spanners just to take off some wires at the back. Most of the smart people, well I believe most of the smart people take the whole alternator off. I've got no idea why. Dumbasses like myself and you will just take the back off and work on that from here, because your voltage regulator is in the back of your starter motor, in the back of your alternator there. So, alright, I'll get those bolts off. So first things first, I just wanted to show you guys how much voltage is going into this battery. It's 19.44, and that's why the battery was steaming and carrying on. This wire here gets very, very hot. So, just want to show you that. I will turn it off because the alternator gets a bit too warm to take. So the bolts are off. It's got a bit warm when I started her up to show you how much voltage was running through to the battery. So bring this over to your workbench. Right, hard to see. Actually, I will bring it over in the light down here and show you. So your voltage regulator is that white object, the 2 little bloody prong things hanging out there. Be careful too, right, here's one thing too, these brushes here that have fallen out, be very careful the springs don't fall out and land on the ground, and I'll show you how to put them in properly. That is where the toothpick comes in. So what you need to do is 3 bolts here is holding it on. Oh, you can't see shit. 3 bolts here is holding it on. They do, I don't know why as well, other sites will show you to take this black thing off. I think that's called a stator, I don't know. I'm just a dumbass like you, don't know what it is. But they take that off. So they take that off, these 3 bolts here, and take that off just to get that 1 bolt off there. Doesn't make sense to me. That's why I have the spanner, and it works. You don't really need to take that off. less is more. Less is more. This is a video for dumbasses. We want to make it simple. So I'll take those 3 bolts off. So just think of importance too, that I forgot to mention, 2 of these bolts you're going to see have insulators. Okay, so the insulators go on this one and this one. Alright, this other bolt down here does not have an insulator, and that's the last one you can take off. That's what I say about not worrying about taking this, whatever it's called, stator or whatever. You don't need to, just get to this with a spanner and it should come out. Right, remember what I was saying about the springs? Careful with them. And here's the little bastard that has been giving you trouble. This is your voltage regulator. Here's a nice new one. It's just a matter of putting it all back to the way it came out. Pretty simple, very simple. But remembering those 2 insulator ones. Also, another thing of importance as well, you're going to find one of these bolts that come out that hold the alternator together. One of them's a little shorter than the other, so be mindful when you're taking these out, and it doesn't really matter because you'll put one in the wrong spot and you can tell it's just not made for it. So it's not a big drama. Just be mindful when you're taking all the bolts off. Everything, I guess it's like anything. Alright, so I will whack it all back together. It's really simple, guys. You don't even need to watch me do it. So here's where the toothpick comes in. These are your brushes. There's probably a lot of people bagging me right now saying I should be changing the brushes, but if I changed everything inside the alternator, may as well get a new one, right? These got quite a bit of life left in it. So the brush is pushed down, and then your toothpick goes all the way through to the other side, and what that does, it holds the brushes in. Okay, so when you bolt the brushes down, the brush holder down, there is a little opening on the back of your alternator, and the toothpick will poke out of that. So basically, when you put it all back together, all you do is you pull the toothpick out, so that and the brushes are connected again. That's the best way I can explain it. One important thing as well, they do say make sure your brush wires are pushed all the way back, because they can get chewed up if they're pushed all the way forward. So that's another important thing to know as well. This bolt that you can see in there already, where are we? Right there, that's the first one that needs to go in. Okay, you won't get that in if you put the other 2 bolts on. Remembering that is the only bolt that doesn't have the insulator, and these 2 do, and it doesn't matter which one they go in. So I'll quickly pop them in. You might even notice, if you have noticed, this thing here, whatever it is, got no idea what it is, this long thing that joins from, I guess it's negative to positive. That was around the other way when I first started, but I know this is the right way. I don't know what the hell it is, but I know it's the right way. Must be good for something. So I'll bolt these down properly, nice and firm, and we're good to go. You can see there where the toothpick is. Right in behind there is a hole in the back of this casing here, and that toothpick should be pushed as far as you can through, so that when you bolt all this up again, you can just pull that toothpick out, and then the brushes will. So that's what it looks like, all back together, Make sure it looks exactly like that. That's how it's supposed to be. Toothpick, once again, very, very important. It has to be poking out the other side. See the toothpick there? That gets pulled out when it's together. So it's just a matter of putting in these 4 bolts around it to hold it together. And then attach this wire, and then these other 2 wires will go on the back of your alternator there. And once again, be mindful where they come off. I don't think you can get it wrong because they are two different sizes there. So one will fit on both of them, but the other one won't fit on both of them, if that makes any sense. And remember to attach this little fella down the bottom of your alternator as well. Once again, remember there are 4 of these, and one is slightly different. I don't know why. That one's different there, but like I said, it's no big problem. I think it's the one closest to us, which is like here on the outside. But like I said, it doesn't matter. If you put it in, if you put one in there and it's too long, it's going to be too long, isn't it? So like I said, be mindful, if you haven't already done it, where that one come out from first. So I'll just whack it all back together. Got the battery pack going. Might need a few revs, so I'll get a bit of cardboard. There you go, a bit of cruise control. Everything's back together. Most important thing, nothing's left in the tin. No parts I've missed out. Oh, important, shit, nearly forgot. Right, the toothpick has to come out so that the brushes have a connection. Nearly forgot about that. Toothpick has got to come out. Alright, let's see if this thing starts. So we finally got it started. The most important thing you need to remember is pull that toothpick out from behind the alternator. What we want to see now is, I think it's around 14 volts needs to go through to the battery. .03, absolutely perfect. Happy days.